is always a good thing. And in this case, the family of Travis Alexander, as you heard, hoped that a death sentence would be imposed in this case. But that is not to be. That will not happen. And in speaking to them, at certain junctures, they take some solace in the fact that the jury, 11 to 1, deadlocked in favor of imposing the death penalty. To them, that provides a small measure of solace. But it's a very small measure of solace, because generally, as you see, normally, as you heard, they always feel that death is the appropriate sentence. But even though they feel that death is the appropriate sentence, they still have hope. They have hope now that you will see your way to a natural life sentence. And they believe that a natural life sentence is appropriate, not because they want to be vindictive, but because, as you have also seen, what happened in that bedroom or bathroom of that bedroom was a butchery. When they, as they told me, when they think, and they've also told you, when they think of the stabbing, they can feel their brother's pain. They feel the blade going into him, and it burns them, and they cry, and they don't know what to do about it. Just like Travis Alexander didn't know what to do about it. And when they feel him moving away, trying to get away from the defendant as she continually stabbed him, they can hear his cries. They can hear him screaming. It rings in their ears, and it's something that they cannot stop. It's something that they, even though they want to sleep, even though they may want to turn away from it, it is something that rings in their mind. His cries. They know that these are the agonized cries of a wounded animal who's about to be killed. And that's how they think of it. They also can't help feeling as he crawled away down the hallway. And it's something that they hope that he was unconscious when she took that knife for the last time. They hope that he's unconscious. But based on what they see or what they saw in this court, they know that he wasn't. They know that he was still alive. They knew that he was still feeling after he had crawled all the way down the hallway and came down to the carpet. They knew he was still conscious. And the defendant took that knife and slashed his throat wide open. And that almost makes them crazy. But think that their brother had suffered so many stab wounds. And then, as a coup de grace, they have him feel that blade one last time. And at that point, they are thankful that he wasn't feeling anymore. But what they can't get out of their mind is the brutality as she dragged him back down the hallway and put a bullet in his head. And so they live with this every day. They live with the extreme cruelty of this killing. They live with the extreme distress that their brother must have felt during those minutes that it took for this to happen. To them, it was an eternity. It's not fair, but to them, they know that their brother suffered enough for an eternity. And so, because of that, they have hope. And they have hope. As I said, they have hope that you will remember that when pondering what sentence is the most appropriate in this case. And I know that there's a sentencing memorandum that has been proposed to you, setting out a request for the alternative sentence. that in that sentencing memorandum, they ask you to conduct a comparative analysis with other cases. But you didn't sit and listen to the evidence in all of those cases. You are the person who sat and listened to the evidence, every single bit of evidence in this case. You know about every single stab wound. You know about all of the blood. And you know all about the gunshot. Those other cases, they're nothing more than ink on paper